What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, back again. More free to play Last Day on Earth. So we have hopefully an interesting episode for you today. I think it will be, so stay tuned, lock it in, or pull up some Last Day on Earth, have some fun, game out a little bit while we hang out for a little bit. Hopefully you're having a good day. Let's get this episode started here. So I want to talk about something. There are plenty of really good events over the course of a season, and I think I have stumbled on one that I think lots of people, especially other folks that are free to play or maybe aren't as invested in spending a lot of money, can make use of, which is an event that we've covered quite a bit in the past, but is currently ongoing. Something in my eye here, excuse me. And it's not Gold Rush, because we can't do that one. It's the Big Hunt event. And I've talked about how good this can be. I've talked about how the premium, you can see we have 27 rewards stacked up here. And if we were going to spend any money, we would really honestly consider this, because we have a lot of guns and supplies and good materials. But more importantly than that, even the basic event of this, running to a few locations, knocking these out, and killing the bosses again with the keys for potential rewards inside of the crates, they could be pretty good. They could be pretty good. What I want to talk about is essentially what I think you can use this event for in conjunction with knocking this out as part of what we covered in the last video of a daily routine to really make some good use out of it. So we are currently on the grind. You can see we're getting up and into level 39 here, trying to continue to grind on with our season. Actually very happy with this progress. We've got 2 weeks left, so we have plenty of time, plenty of other events that we'll jump into, such as Bunker Alpha when it comes up here in a couple of days. Probably go and try to knock out some arena as well, depending on what the rewards are, and then Dog Breeder. We are prepping up for that as it's on its way. So these are all good things to take a look at. We have our doggos going. I can tell you in here we have some puppers getting raised up and quite a few other puppers that we're waiting on getting raised up. I'm very happy about that. We got a level 3 shepherd dog from the Rex ship event. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we grabbed that. So that's pretty cool. But let's talk about this Big Hunt event. And I want to jump into it and talk about how I'm going to go ahead and try to tackle this. So I shared in the last episode that we've been working on grinding up basic resources. We're level 156 at this point. We are trying to prep up and get our base prepared to start doing some raids. I have some C4. I'm actually very excited to go and try to knock this out. And I need to get a base ready. What that is requiring is a whole lot of materials. So we need to be prepared to do that. How can we go ahead and knock that out? We can utilize the Big Hunt event here for not only going to take care of this, but also using the time and the energy, since we're going to be running over there, to also grind some materials. And is that the most glamorous thing in the world? No. No, it is not. It is one thing that's probably the biggest grind is just for basic materials. Stone, iron, pine. You got to do it. And you have to do a lot of it, especially with the needs for the settlement and everything else going on. So we were lucky enough to get an airdrop here. Let's see if we can get lucky in the airdrop. Any goodies? We're gonna bonk this guy. We're back outside the circle. One bonk, 2 bonks. You dead? 1 bonk this guy. Then we can 1 bonk this guy. You might be saying, Doc, why are you using sledgehammer when they only have 40 health? Well, I would actually rather use the sledgehammer durability than the machete durability, because we actually find sledgehammers way more often than we find the other things. And look at that. Would you have a look at that here? We got a Glock in really good condition, actually. That is a pretty solid. Let's grab some of the most important material, animal rawhide here. But what I want to do is make use of the time and energy that we're going to be spending to going to those locations to actually farming some resources. Now, I still needed plenty of pine, but I actually have a lot of pine planks already made up. And I really need to continue to farm stone and iron ore specifically, for the ability to make iron bars and then turn those into iron plates, then use the iron plates to upgrade our our floors and do all of those things. So what I think is often overlooked sometimes in this event, and if you don't need the basic resources, this obviously would not apply to you, but I will tell you, even on my main account, and we are very, very far invested into this game, we still need basic resources. Nice, got a little turkey in the action. Don't hit me again. Nice. Right on time. So what we're going to use is utilize these to go in. We're going to kill some of the bosses. We're going to kill some of the things. And then we're going to try to grab some resources that are going to be helpful to us. Animals are a big one. I don't really so much care about foxes as I do these deer, because we need plenty of animal rawhide. I'm also going to try to farm up some iron ore as well. And I will not make you sit through that, because that will be quite boring. But I do want to, again, just kind of talk about where I think you can best utilize these events. This game, again, I have always approached with the mentality that it's a resource trade game, right? It's a lot of grinding, but really you can grind a lot of things, and at the end of the day, you can work to trade your resources from one thing to another. And ultimately, at the end of the goal, we're trying to trade resources up to then create things, benches, that kind of stuff at our base, and then obviously use that to make more stuff. So it's just a constant resource trade. What I think is interesting during these events, during this event specifically, is you get some bonuses to these locations that I think actually can be quite helpful. You're seeing this actually happening right now, where essentially the enemies are significantly decreased from being able to see us, which might not seem like a big deal, but we're not getting rushed by toxic spitters at this point. We're not getting pushed. We're able to kind of go and have, you know, a little bit of our own say in how we go and tackle this location. And this is Limestone Spires. So there's a lot. There's a very high potential of really, really good resources here, just with how much stuff spawns into these zones, which is absolutely awesome. So we're going to make use of this. We're going to kill... go ahead and take down the Smasher as soon as we find him. He's up there. I see the edge of him. But the other thing, again, that we're going to do is after we do that, we're going to clear the chests, obviously, because there could be some really good stuff in these red zones. We're going to farm up the meat because we need that. And then from that point, again, we're going to go and we're going to farm some basic resources. We'll figure out what to focus on because we have the airdrop. So that kind of does get in the way just a little bit. But other than that, we'll make really, really good use to this. Now, I'm going to try to get in and pop the Smasher. We're going to use... Probably didn't need to do that, but I'm just playing it safe there a little bit. Just so that we can be good. And then I'm actually going to start using some of this. So he's down. We got him knocked out. Oops, I must have pushed a button there. He's down. We got him knocked out. That's fantastic. That's going to be a good... Ooh, that was really nice. I don't think we need rubber or the wires. We have a lot of both of those. We're going to kind of clear the rest of this zone out here. And again, since we've already spent the energy to run here, we do have the healer up. So we're going to be able to run back, get our energy up, all that kind of stuff, which is good. We're just going to take the time since we're in this zone, and we're going to farm some of the resources. I'm going to focus specifically, I think, in this zone on iron. Also, if we can get some stone, I would like a couple of stacks of that, just because we need, again, a ton of stone bricks to be able to make all of the floors that we need. So I think it's really smart to consider, as you go to knock out some of these events, how else can you use your energy, which is a resource that you have to manage? How else can you use it to be effective in just making the best out of the resources that you have? And I think thinking about and utilizing our energy and utilizing this event to be able to do things during the event outside of just the event and killing these enemies is a really smart way to go about doing that. So we'll showcase here once we've gone and cleared. I like to do this with a lot of zones if you're going to zone farm, because then it lets us hit the auto mode without, you still have to pay attention, but it's a nifty little trick where then you don't have to pay quite as much attention. You can be a little distracted, if that makes sense. I'm going to just drop in a few of these things. And I think we auto the zone up with what we got here. I think we cleared most of it. I'll take some wood, take a stone, and then we can go ahead and we can do this too. Another little auto trick here that I just want to show folks in case you're not familiar. You will only auto for things that you have either in your inventory already or open slots. So what I don't want to do in this instance, I don't really care too much about grabbing berries. I don't really care too much about grabbing plant fiber and seeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this out. I actually probably need to crack one more because I want to focus on grabbing this. So we will split this out. Oh, we got bauxite, actually, interestingly enough. So that can take up a slot. That's fine with me. And now when we auto, essentially, we're only going to go after the wood, the pine logs here, the limestone here until these stacks get full. Obviously, we break the pickaxe, we'll have a slot open, so we have to pay attention to that. And then we'll fill up these 3 slots here on iron ore. So we're going to get to autoing, and we'll see ya when we finish up. Okay, so we finish up that first location, Limestone Spires, and we did pretty good. We could have done and gone in and probably grabbed a few more things, but for the sake of the video and a little bit of timing, I want to make sure that we can continue to do some other things. So as you can see here, focused on essentially the things I was hoping to grab. Hoping to really pick up some limestone, hoping to get a good little bit of iron ore, which we did that. We got some other materials, bauxite, we got a stack of pine logs, which is good. We got some other materials and items that I'm going to need. Coupons, as always, huge fan of these, as well you should be. Batteries, some truck saw blades, and a few other things that we'll certainly put to use, in addition to a couple of animal rawhide and some other food, in addition to what we have in the chopper here. So pretty excited about that. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run back. I'm going to drop this off. We're going to run over to Limestone Ridge. We'll knock the boss out, probably farm a little bit there, since again, that is the location that we need. Then we'll finish up by popping over to Pine Grove, taking care of that boss. I did already do one full reset of this just over the course of the day. So this will be the last one I have for this period before we get into the next set here in about 13 hours or so. So very excited about that. Once we get these last two, we should be able to open a couple of crates. So we'll probably do that here with you. And then we'll see about making some story progression. We'll see you over the next location. All right, popping into the next one here. And I think I mixed up Ridge and Pine Grove, so apologies for that. But here we are. And we'll clear some zombies along the way here. We'll get a little bit of experience. Gonna smack this guy with the road sign. Bung. I love it. I love the sound. I think the other nice thing that I like about this event specifically is the fact that you essentially have all day to complete this. And that means that you can walk from location to location, which again is why I'm talking about the benefit of having this where you really can find a way to kind of use your energy really smartly if you want to do that. And again, get some extra benefit just by, clearing the locations and getting some extra loot along the way here. So, like I said, I'm always trying to find some efficiencies. I'm also just always trying to understand how can I best use these resources. And I've come to really, just in my personal playtime, really enjoy this event. It's also nice because, again, I'm farming up a lot of pine, for instance. On our main account, we need a ton of pine logs. You need so much pine for the settlement that it's just been good as kind of almost like a forcing function, where we go, we can complete these, we bring a couple hatchets with us, and then just anytime we go to a wood zone, I just make sure to farm down the location on auto mode. You know, spend a little bit of time doing that. You know, on that account, again, I can afford to run around a little bit more freely, I will say. And it's good. It ends up being really good. It keeps me kind of well stockpiled in that. Allows me to continue to craft and do some of the other things that we're looking to do. So let me know if you have any other tips or tricks around this event. I'm going to do a little bit more auto zone here. And then we'll run back. We have to grab. We have about 20 minutes or so left on our what do you call it, on the healer. So we're going to make sure to get the energy from that. We're almost out anyways. And then we can jump over, get the last one, and like I said, I think from that point head to the watchtower. So a little bit more zone autoing, one more group of enemies to knock out, and we'll see what else we can get into. See you in a few. All right, we're jumping into the last location here. We have 3 bad guys, and actually I think we're gonna have enough time where we can do a few different things here. I think I'm gonna be able to work this zone a bit too. So Icy Biters, I don't remember if these guys heal or not. They do. Which is why we brought the gun. Should be able to take out most of these. At least get in some good damage with our stop sign. Yeah. We'll use this to help kind of clear the zone. We got about 16 minutes left before our healer goes away. So we're going to pay close attention to time. Make sure that we don't overstep our boundaries there. But again, also try to just pick up some kills, pick up some experience, pick up some seasonal reward progress. Oh, dodge. Dodge again. Dodge again. You can't hit me, floater bloater. Oh, he got in one hit. Boo. Silly floater bloater. Well, this zone is not getting the benefit of essentially being harder to see us. That doesn't happen in all of the weather events, so it is important to note. All right, let's see if we can't sneak in, get a good hit on this guy. We'll just work him through. We got one more gun to help us take care of the rabble. This deer go. That's one of the other things I found actually very, very beneficial is in doing this is also running around all these different locations and just being able to do all the animals. Especially on our free-to-play account here, we need so much iron. We need so much animal hide, excuse me. Wow. We also need lots of iron. I got iron on the brain, apparently. But that has also been really, really helpful for us, is just... All right, we crunch through that very nicely. And hit these 2 little crates here. We're finding a lot of batteries today, actually. I'm happy about that. Good opportunity to grab some things. There's a wrench as well. That's pretty solid. All right, so let's clear this location up just a little bit more. I think we probably have a few more zombombs. And again, we can auto for a few minutes. We won't do a full clearance here. Let's get into sneak mode. I can pop this guy. Use of the old stop sign. We want to pick up some pine. Our base is getting pretty full, actually, as well, which is you know, a good problem to have, I would say. I'm gonna auto. I'm also gonna throw this on here just so we don't accidentally use that. Use up some carrots, and we'll be grabbing some things here. I'll grab some seeds. Seeds are good. I really don't need these. Kind of lets us to do an assessment. I could probably also drop these pine planks because again, we're gonna go and should be able to farm up some additional things here. But yeah, animal rawhide has been, and leather, more importantly, leather has been one of those things that has been a, I don't want to call it a struggle resource. It's just, we don't find a lot of it. Farm has been great. A few other locations, Motel has actually had a little bit, and a couple of other locations besides that. It's just it's so useful and so necessary, especially for creating machetes or some of the better melee weapons that we can really rely on to help clear a lot of these locations pretty easily and get in good damage. So it's just been something that we've had to kind of continuously farm and foster. And I think this event, with it having you run around to essentially 6 different locations over the course of 24 hours, can really help to kind of increase that if you're smart about just farming it and hitting the resource as it becomes available. So we'll finish this one up, head back, we'll drop our things off at the base. I don't know what the Eastern Watchtower has in store for us. We'll come prepared to fight, I think, for that, and we'll go from there. We'll see you in a second. All right, as we are finishing things up here, just in time, we're going to grab another care package drop for ourselves, which is really, really nice. This is what I'm grabbing. I don't remember what we need at the Eastern Watchtower, and I don't believe... I just don't remember. So we're bringing some stuff in case we need to fight. I think we're going to need to fight. I think we are okay. We got some heals. I brought an Uzi just in case. And we got a couple machetes and a couple crowbars as well that we can put to good use here. But before we do that, we're gonna smack some stuff. I'm gonna try to kill a few deer. I'm gonna kill a few zombies. Chase this guy. Not into this guy though, hopefully. All right. Once again, rawhide. So important. We were lucky enough to get a what do you call it today? A rest stop, and we got the deer event, which was fantastic. I honestly think that is the best event / location in the game to get all the stuff that we need, all the animal rawhide that we need. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I love that one. It's also relatively easy to clear, which is also probably why I like it. We went ahead and knocked this out, and now Eastern Watchtower, here we come. And we got fresh energy. This should be the Eastern Watchtower. Gosh, this is expensive to run to. I should have taken a look to see what the dealer has. I also did level up and got better trades from the dealer, which might have made this more useful. I might start doing these more consistently, actually. If you're not familiar what that skill is, there is a passive skill that the trader is willing to offer you better trades, which typically means they're just cheaper. You don't, well, I take that back. I think now I don't know where it ranks with dogs. I think dogs might be a little bit higher of a potential chance. Don't quote me on that. I believe that to be true, but I'm not 100% certain. But essentially what it does is it just makes the deals cheaper. The trades, that's the word I was looking for. Trades makes the trades better. So let's see if we can't some things going here. Gonna go check the equipment. I'm pretty sure we get mauled by zombies here. I feel like this is true. Or maybe we need stuff. I don't remember. I forgot that we go to the T-Hub. Honestly, it feels like I just did this, but I didn't. Doing this on our main account was a while ago. Many moons, as one would say. Many moons. But I do remember this part. I remember coming here. I remember walking over to grab the busted drone. New recipe. I wish it would give you few supplies. I feel like that'd be kind of neat. Drone required. Now, I'm fine with the drone being required here. No major issue with that. But why couldn't we just, like, with our machete, cut one of these fences down and then get in here? We're very polite in the apocalypse. You know, we're not destroying things. I feel like we could do that. There's enough gaps in the fence that we could do that. Drone docking station and the drone for 40 bucks. No, we're free to play. That's a lot. Although I feel like these parts is also a lot. So. Oh no, now we need to run home. Here goes all of our energy. But we do have this drone docking station. Where is it at? There she blows. We can actually build this. We could definitely actually build this without much of a concern, I don't think. This is going to be much harder. Not super concerned about that. This, at least getting this up and running. Before we jump into anything else, though, we got a little bit of progress here, which is nice. And let's make sure we grab our keys. We got enough to open 2 of these. Let's open them up, see what we get. Iron bars. I'll take it. Hey, a puppy. Actually works out really nice. We've been grinding up some pups here for our account here, so kind of excited about that, actually. Puppy in a box. We got space. I'm actually kind of doing a decent job of filling up our what do you call it? Our dog pen here. Our kennel. There's a pupper. All right, assemble the drone and docking station. I forgot again even what the recipe was. Oops. All right, I need 6 iron billets. Let's grab that. I think the drone is going to take us a while. Wouldn't be surprised about that. I actually am curious to see how many drone modules it needs. I feel like that's going to be the limiting factor. We have these. We grabbed our daily loot. Starting to stack up some mercenary tags too, which I'm pretty excited about. I think we're going to try to hold out for season end on those. Get a good stockpile of them and then make some progression. But let's see here. Should be able to build this now. Okay. What is the build mode? Needs to be on a stone floor. We could put it at the edge for now. It's not a big deal. Put it right here, I think. It's 10 of these flight controllers. It's also 10 car batteries. $40 aluminum cable, 40 fiberglass. This is just a lot of the lab. Now, I say this. We could make fiberglass. We could be running over to the port, and we could be taking the glass that we have, and we could be grinding it down into fiberglass. So that's not as totally terrible, horrendously terrible. What I will probably do is grab like the tape, probably grab our transistors, high-tech. That's a lot of high-tech components, actually. I don't think we have any high-tech components, do we? I don't actually think we have any. We do have 3 flight controllers. They actually have 10 hydraulic parts. There's no reason, I don't believe, for us not to throw these in here. I guess the other thing I do want to take a look at is the boat. The motorboat. I don't believe the motorboat would take hydraulic parts. It's going to take engines. It's going to take a few other things. Before I drop those in there, I want to be safe. We can start to work to install these two things, so that's kind of nice. I'm going to put these in here for sure. Yeah, 3. I'm actually really surprised I had 3 of them. All that is simply just for making it to the port lab and getting through and killing the first boss after zone sector A2, Alpha 2. That's all that comes from. You get 1 guarantee drop every time. 7 more clearances of that. Sounds like a lot. It's actually not that bad. That's not terrible. That's very doable. And then again, we have the hydraulic parts here, which we can throw in. I need transistors and plastic and duct tape. The hardest part for us here is going to be car batteries. By far and away, that is going to be the most hardest part. The most difficult part out of this whole thing, I think. We don't have the chopper high enough to do the junkyard. We see it pretty often, which is a great way to do it. And trying to go complete Bunker Bravo at this point, even with the event, seems like a bit of a tear. That seems like it would be a little difficult. Let's see what else we have here. We actually have 5 car batteries. Very surprised by that. Some of these events have been very kind to us. We have a few high-tech components, not nearly as many. We have 4 flight controllers. We basically almost have all the flight controllers. I'm taking these. I'm actually very surprised by that. We have half the batteries too. Wow. That's pretty cool. That's actually really kind of cool. I was not expecting to have that much progression towards this. I really wasn't. I was really expecting to be in a much worse spot with this. High-tech components is still giving me a bit of a concern. If I'm just being real honest. We have a few things to break down. I actually think these mobile phones can give, maybe. I'm pretty sure one of the electronics does. And we're almost at max electronics, which is cool. But I think even out of these, we'd be lucky to get maybe 2. That one's going to be a little tough. That's another Bunker Bravo. Actually, also Port Lab lockers can have those as well. We might not be as bad off as I think we are to getting this done. I just don't know where we find the rest of the batteries. The car batteries is going to be the tough spot here. So we can make this. That's not a big deal. Plastic. I don't know. Do we have enough plastic to put this in here? It's almost all of our plastic, but I might as well. We can get plastic pretty easily. So we drop that in. We can make the fiberglass. It's just the conversion rate from glass into fiberglass is not good. And getting glass is a lot of sewer runs. We do usually pick up a handful of glass in the sewer as part of the port. So we just need to be hitting that location consistently. It's these I'm most worried about. And honestly, also aluminum freaking cable, man. That is a lot of aluminum cable. 40 is a lot. But at the base here, We have drone and the docking station. And honestly, really am thinking about dropping in the boat here. And a few oak planks. Oh, I don't have the hammers. And I need aluminum plates. I do think we drop this in here just to get that going. We're going to need a few motors, which means we need some plastic. We do have the filters, which is good. Plenty of engine parts, which is also pretty nice. I think the one other thing I didn't share is we do have this generator prepped. We're going to need a generator to go unlock one of the watchtowers. So we're going to be prepared to go and do that. We just need a few aluminum plates. We need to make some more aluminum plates. That's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good little run. I'm going to make sure hydraulic parts aren't used for anything else as we go to finish this up. But some good progression. Got a good event going on right now. The hunt, which is great. Get in there. You got, what, I think 5 days, 4 days, handful of days by the time you see this video to go and knock that out. I do think it's a great opportunity to go farm some basic resources if you need it, depending on locations, or just go clear some zombies, grab some chests. You go to factory probably pretty often as part of it, so go clear that as well. Makes a ton of sense. The nice part about that is if you fight this like pseudo boss fight type thing, you don't have to go downstairs if you don't want. You don't even have to bring any transistors with you because they always spawn outside, which is good. But I think a really, really good event to go get your hands on some supplies, do some grinding if that is what you need to do, and get some experience, get some seasonal experience, and then on top of that, potentially get some okay rewards. The rewards could be better, probably, but still some decent rewards are probably worthwhile to go as you're doing your daily routine and knocking some things out. Probably worthwhile to go and give it a look-see, give it a go, give it a little run. I don't know what else to say. So we're gonna wrap this one up here. A little bit more of a low-key free-to-play episode, but I hope you enjoyed our progression. We're continuing some things on. We're gonna focus on, again, getting the motorboat up and running, trying to do some things there, and heading over to Port Lab and the sewer and getting some additional supplies that we need to get some things rocking and rolling. So I'm going to close it out. I'm going to flash some socials. I'm going to say like, comment, subscribe. Do the YouTube thing. It really does help us out. Help us get to 10K. That'd be great. We're continuing to grow. We really do appreciate all the support on the channel. If you're coming back and you're watching this series and these episodes and spending some time with us, seriously, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button. Go check out some other content on the channel. That also really does help us. Share this with anybody you think would enjoy it, or the series or the channel. Just help us get our name out there a little bit. We would really appreciate that. And just continue to grow, foster a good community, help folks out as they're continuing on with their journey in Last Day on Earth as well. So stay tuned for more, but we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.